Hi everyone, I was going to talk to you about today choosing a side. I said to someone the other day, there is no such thing as sides, there is only the truth. And this is very true in terms of what we internally feel and believe to be the right course of action or the truest course of action. We can only speak for ourselves when we speak of the truth. And if we are being very, very honest with ourselves, this truth should far extend us and should have a ripple effect on everybody around us and everything else. I know I've spoken about this before. To be in touch with the universal truth is to be in touch with everything. So your truth is everybody else's truth, really. And what I mean by that is that if you're fighting on the side of the universe, that this truth that you're feeling that's very clear is in fact the truth for everybody and is the universal truth, and it is distraction and cloudiness, and what I mean by that is it could be manipulation or emotional ties or distorted thought forms that cloud this truth and the honesty and the clarity that comes with such a truth. Not everybody will see and will understand or will accept your methods around following this truth, and that is okay, as long as you know where you are at and you know that you are following the truth that you are sensing and that you are hearing, and that you know this to be the correct course of action or the one that feels best, and feels best with no agenda, feels best with no attachment, just feels best by itself. This is the first part. And the second part is there is always a choice. There will be a moment when you are visited by a choice, or many choices, but there will be a few very significant ones, and these will change the course of your life forever. In this moment, there will be, like we would have heard before, like a devil on each shoulder. There will be a source of light and there will be a source of something else, we'll call it. The unconscious, the part of you that wants to grow and develop and move to the next stage, whatever that may be, will be looking to attach itself or looking to catapult itself to the next level of development. And this part could be very small and very quiet, or this part can be very large and very loud, and this is completely up to you. This will have been based on your previous choices, and in this moment it will either be easier for you to opt on the side of growth or opt on the side of the other, depending on your previous and past choices and most recent choices also. So we're at a situation where there is a possibility of going one way or the other way. The difficulty in deciding this is based on how much of you wants to grow, so how much of you has made choices that are in that direction, and how much of you wants to maybe stay the way you are or doesn't want to grow in that particular area. And then again, that will depend on how many choices you've made that will promote this. Okay, so we have 1 and 2. Now, looking at somebody in the situation is difficult because if you can see more than they can see, they can see it, but it's unconscious that they can't actually really get clear on that, right? But it may be easier for you to see it because there's a certain level of detachment there. So whether you're looking at a situation or whether you have a situation yourself where you have arrived at a point where that choice seems to be available, it will be difficult on some level, again, depending on the amount of weight, whether it's mostly in category 2 or category 1. Obviously, moving towards growth is the optimum for the soul and the human condition and our health, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. This is the move towards health on all levels, and this cannot be disputed, okay? The other may be loud because of, as I said, previous choices or circumstance. When or if you are in that scenario, whether you're looking at somebody else, which is difficult because you're not in control, obviously, of the outcome, or whether you're looking at it for yourself. For somebody else, there needs to be a certain level of detachment and a certain level of comfort, I'm not sure if that's the right word, in knowing that you can be there and you can be the invitation to choose something different. However, you cannot choose for the person. So you can hope. Being there being the most important part, because your presence and your action in being there, being the invitation of something different, and even your energy while you're present can alter the circumstances on the other side. And this is something that you may not know in this moment, but your presence is very much required, and please do not underestimate the power of your presence, is what I should say. The other side is if you have a scenario where you are the person at the crossroads. If you have a decision to make or some kind of choice to make, you can maybe take a moment and notice within your body which part seems to be more attractive in that moment. It will give you a trove of information around where you are at in terms of your previous choice and where you have essentially positioned yourself in life in this moment and up until this moment. This is like golden information around your own behavior and your own activity and how you are in the world as a person and the choices that you have made. It opens up a whole area where you can make new choices, and this is always available. New choices are always available, whether we know it or not. In this particular scenario, you may be met with a big choice or a big a big decision around your development. Whatever choice you make will hugely impact your growth and your future path. And sometimes it's the small differences that actually change things the most. So be mindful around what you choose, and be very mindful around your thoughts and your emotions that are possibly attached to the outcome. In order to detach from them, meditation is very good, and also, asking somebody or speaking with somebody that has no direct involvement in the situation, and obviously therapy, which provides the great foundation and base for that type of work. Growth, as I said, just to finish on the fact that growth is what we essentially yearn for, and it is really a yearning. The longer we leave it without growth, or the longer we stay in that space of I suppose the waiting room, waiting to make a choice, there's a higher potential of us to get stagnant and to not hate ourselves, but get very irritable and bitter. Bitterness grows there, so we want to avoid all of this by making a choice when a choice is presented, not waiting, making that choice, and also taking a moment, a pause, not a long wait, but a pause to see what part of us is responding to it, and is there a part that actually listening to the part that wants to grow, or giving it a bit of airtime in order for us to make that choice. No choice is wrong. I would encourage you to make the choice that feels like there's growth there, and that feels like there's expansion, and in some ways feels like it is your purpose to make that choice, or to make the choice in that way. Thanks everyone. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me or send me a message here. Thanks.